Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we give you that extra layer, that context you need.
And today, we are really getting into it. We're tackling Chapter 13 of Riverdale, the sweet hereafter, the big season finale.
Yeah, sweet hereafter. Talk about irony. We thought solving Jason Blossom's murder would be, the end, closure, but it really just blew the doors open for a whole new level of darkness, didn't it? That ending.
Yeah.
Wow.
It totally did. The sources for this one are fascinating because, like you said, it's not just resolution. It fundamentally rewired the town.
So our mission today is what? To figure out how that reveal, how knowing the truth turned Riverdale from just secretive to, well, actively dangerous.
Exactly, from secrets to, open warfare almost.
Yeah.
Organized crime, political backstabbing, it's all there.
And the key thing we pulled out looking back is Clifford Blossom. We saw him as the ultimate villain, right? The big bad.
Definitely.
But his death, it wasn't really an ending. The sources make it seem more like ripping a bandage off a really infected wound.
Right.
It just set everything else off.
That's a great way to put it. His exit basically poisoned the well for everyone left behind.
Okay, so let's dive into that cliffhanger. The video evidence. Horrifying. Jason killed by his own father, Clifford.
Yeah, and this wasn't just, a family dispute gone wrong. This reveal shifted everything we thought we knew about the Blossoms.
It went from old money secrets to something much bigger.
Oh, way bigger. The maple syrup business, just a front. A really, really good one, apparently.
For running heroin. Serious quantities.
Yeah.
From Montreal, no less, international drug trafficking.
Right. It links this founding family directly to major organized crime. Not just skeletons in the closet, but actual cartels.
It's a game changer for the whole town's identity and the motive for killing Jason. It wasn't passion or family drama in the end. It was business.
Purely business. Jason found out about the drug running. He was going to expose his dad, threaten the whole operation.
So Clifford saw him as a liability, a threat to the empire.
A huge threat. The sources say Clifford had a serpent, this guy Mustang, grab Jason, but then Clifford himself pulled the trigger, tied up the biggest loose end, his own son.
Chilling. And the cover-up shows just how calculating he was. He didn't just kill Jason.
No, he immediately moved to control the narrative. He killed Mustang, the serpent who helped him.
I mean, it looked like an overdose.
Exactly. Wiped out the only witness to the abduction. But then he took it a step further.
Tried to frame Hiram Lodge.
Yeah, left that bag of money with Hiram's initials near Mustang's body. He was trying to use Jason's murder to take out a business rival, even as his own world was collapsing. That's next-level manipulation.
It really shows the depth of his ruthlessness. But the real tragedy in all this, for me anyway, is F.D. Jones.
Oh, absolutely. We find out he wasn't the killer. He just cleaned up the mess afterwards, disposed of the body, burned the car. Awful, but not murder.
But Clifford wasn't done ruining lives. He visits F.P. in jail.
And gives him that impossible choice. Confess to the murder or Jughead dies.
I mean, what do you do? F.P. chose to protect Jughead. He confessed to accessory, obstruction, perjury. Facing 20 years.
20 years. For covering up a crime to save his son's life. That sacrifice, it hangs over everything for Jughead moving forward, doesn't it?
It has to. And FP's actions, his refusal to break under pressure later, that really sets the stage for the town's reaction, too.
Yeah, the town leadership, Mayor McCoy, Sheriff Keller, they're in a bind. The richest family in town are drug kingpins and murderers. How do you spin that?
You don't. You pivot. Fast.
Right. They acknowledge Clifford, sure, but then immediately shift focus. It's all about the local drug problem now. Suddenly, the issue isn't the Blossom Empire, it's who's dealing on the streets.
And Mayor McCoy's language is so loaded, crushing corruption like a snake under a boot heel. We know who the snakes are in Riverdale.
It's instantly the South Side. They basically say, someone's selling Clifford's drugs, probably in the South Side. Must be the Serpents. Who else?
Zero evidence mentioned, just immediate scapegoating. It's pure political maneuvering to deflect blame from the North Side elite.
And this is where FP's loyalty gets tested, right? They offer him a deal.
Yeah, name names. Tell us which serpents are dealing, cooperate, and maybe get less than 20 years.
He just shuts it down. Flat out refuses. Serpents don't get into the hard stuff, and I'm no snitch.
That line says so much about his code. Loyalty to the serpents above everything, even his own freedom.
It establishes that serpent code of silence, that tribal loyalty. It's more important than cooperating with the authorities, even when the authorities are offering a lifeline.
But here's the thing. Is that really protecting Jughead? By refusing to cooperate, by sticking to this code, isn't he just painting a bigger target on the serpents? And by extension, Jughead, who's now stuck on the south side, is it integrity or misplaced loyalty?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? From FP's view, the town's already turned on the serpents. McCoy and Keller are looking for any excuse. Cooperating wouldn't save them, it would just make him a traitor.
So he thinks the serpents are Jughead's only protection now.
It seems like it. He's ensuring Jughead has a family, a support system, even if it's one the rest of the town despises. He trusts the serpent's loyalty more than the town's justice, basically. It's a huge gamble, and it definitely fuels the north side, south side fire.
So while the town's leadership is busy trying to, sweep this whole horrifying truth under the rug for the Jubilee,
Yeah, the big 75th anniversary party.
the personal lives of the main kids are just imploding. Trying desperately not to implode.
Well, look at the Coopers. Betty calls their attempt at getting back to normal a Greek suburban tragedy, which is, wow, accurate.
It really is.
Yeah.
Polly's back, Hal's back, Alice is working. Everything looks fine on the surface.
Yeah.
But Betty sees it, right? She sees they're just papering over cracks.
She knows that if they don't actually deal with the darkness, the secrets, the lies, it's all going to happen again, like a curse repeating itself. That perfect Cooper family image is just a mask.
Meanwhile, you've got the Archie Veronica thing finally coming out.
The pas de deux, as Veronica calls it. They know they have to tell Betty.
And Betty.
Yeah.
She handles it pretty well, all things considered. Says she's fine, she's with Jughead.
Yeah.
It feels like a genuine moment of maturity for her.
It does. And Archie clarifies things with Veronica, too, right? That little bit about Betty being his soulmate.
As a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. That felt important. Like finally closing the door on that eternal triangle, at least for now.
Yeah.
It clears the decks for other threats.
But the Cooper secrets just keep coming, don't they? Betty knows there's more. She pushes Alice.
About that fight FP mentioned years ago at homecoming.
Yeah. And Alice finally breaks, reveals she got pregnant in high school.
Whoa, okay.
And she gave the baby up for adoption through the Sisters of Quiet Mercy.
A baby boy who would now be, what, mid-20s?
Exactly. Another huge Cooper secret buried for decades. This isn't just backstory. It feels like Chekhov's secret son. He's bound to show up, right? Another consequence of their obsession with appearances.
It just adds another layer of potential chaos. But while they're dealing with family drama, the town itself is actively turning hostile, especially towards Jughead.
Right, because FP's in jail, his mom's gone, social services steps in.
And they rule he has to live with a foster family.
Yeah.
On the south side. And transfer to Southside High.
It's basically banishment, isn't it? The North Side establishment pushing him out, physically removing him.
And just before FP gets shipped off, he gives Jughead that warning, that advice.
It's incredibly moving. He knows Jughead tends to isolate himself, to pull away.
Because he tells him, you need your friends, stick with them. He's entrusting Jughead's well-being to Betty, Archie, and Veronica.
And he doubles down on the serpents, too. They have your back.
He's setting up two potential support systems for Jughead, knowing the town itself won't be one.
But the hostility isn't just bureaucratic, it gets physical. Especially after Betty writes that article.
The one calling up the town for scapegoating the South Side? Yeah, that didn't go over well.
Her locker gets vandalized. Horribly. Pig's blood. A doll hanging from a noose. It's brutal. And aimed directly at Betty, Riverdale High's good girl. It shows the anger isn't just staying on the South Side anymore. Speaking truth to power in Riverdale now comes with real danger.
Okay, so the town's basically a powder keg. And then you have two huge forces about it to make things even more explosive. Hiram Lodge is coming back.
Yeah, confirmed. Coming home by the end of the month. And Hermione immediately goes into damage control / power grab mode.
First move, fire the serpents from the Sodale Project. Can't have criminals associated with Hiram's big comeback project, especially with the mayor on the warpath.
It's purely strategic. Protecting the Lodge brand, insulating Hiram from the political fallout. Never mind the guys who need the work.
Then she goes after Fred Andrews.
Yeah.
Tries to buy him out of the partnership.
Her reasoning. Fred and Hiram will not get along, which is probably true, knowing Hiram's reputation. She's trying to consolidate power before he even arrives.
But Fred, he stands his ground. He refuses the buyout, tells her, see you at work, partner.
That refusal is huge. Fred's the moral center in a lot of ways. He's not backing down from the lodges, from the darkness they represent. It basically guarantees conflict the second Hiram steps foot back in town.
While that corporate battle brews, Cheryl Blossom is just completely breaking down.
Understandably. Finding out her father killed her brother, and the whole family legacy is built on drug money. She calls her life an awful limbo.
And she decides the only way out is, well,
She tries to end her life at Sweetwater River, the same place Jason's story began. It's incredibly tragic.
but Archie saves her, pulls her out of the icy water. It's this intense moment, the hero saving the former mean girl from her family's toxic legacy.
And it leads to her kind of abdicating. She gives up being head vixen, hands the leadership over to Veronica. It feels like a total surrender emotionally. She's broken by the truth.
So all this tension, personal and political, comes to a head at the Jubilee, the event meant to celebrate Riverdale's perfection.
And Betty uses her platform, her speech, to just tear that perfection down. She calls out the town's hypocrisy directly to Mayor McCoy's face.
Says Riverdale's at a crossroads. Points out how they tried to banish Jughead, how they keep lying to ourselves and keeping secrets. It's incredibly bold.
It's a warning. Face the truth or face the consequences. And right after that, we see the serpents respond.
They find Jughead, Joaquin, the others. They make it clear FP's loyalty wasn't misplaced.
We've got your back, they tell him, and then they give him FP's serpent jacket.
That moment. It's powerful. It's his initiation. He's now officially part of this other family, this tribe the North Side is trying to destroy. He's crossing over.
And then, the final scene. The one that changes everything. Pop's diner. Safe, familiar Pops.
Archie and Fred just having breakfast. Totally normal.
Until the gunman walks in, masked, demands the safe. Looks like a robbery.
But then he shoots Fred. Just shoots him. Fred's down, bleeding. Archie's terrified.
And Jughead's narration hits hard. This wasn't random. People would look back at this as the exact moment that last bit of Riverdale's innocence finally died.
Anything but random. That's the kicker, isn't it? It directly connects this shooting to everything else that's been happening.
It absolutely does. That finale didn't just wrap things up. It threw down the gauntlet for the future. A total shift in tone.
So let's quickly recap the major threads left hanging, the things you need to keep in mind. First, obviously, Fred Andrews. Is he going to survive?
Critical question. Then, Hiram Lodge's return. That's going to cause immediate waves, especially with Fred potentially out of the picture and his refusal to sell.
Then Jughead. He's now living on the South Side wearing a serpent jacket, right in the middle of this escalating war between the town and the serpents.
Plus, don't forget, Betty's secret brother is still out there somewhere, a ticking time bomb for the Coopers.
And the overall conflict. North Side versus South Side, fueled by the Blossom truth and now exploding into real violence.
Which brings us to our final thought for you. Jughead tells us the shooting at Pops was anything but random. Clifford Blossom, the original source of so much chaos, is dead. But the violence continues, and it's targeted.
So if it wasn't random, it was a consequence, a reaction to something.
Exactly. So think about the choices made in this finale. Was the bullet that hit Fred a result of the ongoing Blossom drug fallout? Was it retaliation for Fred refusing Hermione's buyout offer, standing up to the lodges? Or was it something else entirely, tied to FP's loyalty or the town's crackdown? What specific action revealed in this chapter do you think ultimately led to that trigger being pulled?
Something to definitely mull over. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Riverdale's explosive finale. We'll be back to navigate more complex stories behind the headlines next time.